going everyone, Liam Catterson here. We are on episode number 2 of season 1 for the OA, which is called New Colossus. Yeah, we started off the OA last week, and it was very, very interesting. I'm very, very intrigued to go along with this show. It's certainly mysterious, and it offered a really, really interesting world to begin with Prairie returning after 7 years, who was previously blind. She can now see again, but towards the end of the episode, she revealed a bit of backstory with herself and how she died and then she came back to life, it seemed. So it was just a really, really... Not just that, though, but it was the longest introduction ever, wasn't it? Because we got, like, what, an hour? And then we had the intro play, basically. But, no, in all seriousness, it was a real blast to get into this new world, to be introduced with some of the characters. We don't like Steve. We love Prairie. And yeah, I'm really excited. It's my opinion. Like, I have a feeling I'm gonna get the same thing I always get. You're gonna understand Steve, because I get this with a lot of characters that don't come off well first impressions. Bakugo did it. John Murphy of the 100. It's gonna happen to Steve in some degree, but I don't know. But yeah, this is the OA episode number 2. The extended reaction should be up on Patreon. I'm looking forward to delving more into the show. So with that said, let's go. Pretty talented. Oh, that's sweet. But no more.
Я знаю, смогу все сделать для тебя.
Ты у меня можешь все сделать. Нина.
This is not going to end well.
Слушай меня внимательно.
This whole plan of hiding.
Никто не может.
Horrible accident. Your papa is gone. He isn't dead. He's in hiding from the war.
Ниночка, your aunt is here to take you to live with her. Тебе надо быть сильной.
I can't speak Russian.
This is
I can't go
heartbreaking.
with her.
I'm sorry, Nina. You have to go home.
But I don't have a home. Until he comes in, we make one.
I'm sorry, sweetheart. I know it's been good for you here.
Whole world's just come crashing down. Your lifeline. Fuck you! Laughing.
I was really
Harsh
lonely
times.
then.
Oh no.
The first time my blindness felt like a prison.
Do you want to come live with us?
Yes, I like that.
Your eyes are blue as the prairie sky.
Hey!
That's what I'll call you.
Now you had that planned from the get-go. Shut. No, I'm kidding. So that's why she had to be changed to Prairie.
Oh, she isn't going to break.
The voice, is it called? Are they called?
Prairie, let go. Prairie.
Yeah.
Nina!
Oh man.
Prairie believes her father's alive and sneaking her messages about where to find him in dreams. She also believes her dreams are premonitions and that the Russian mafia.
Well,
Kids tell tall tales.
it wouldn't be. She wouldn't be wrong with that.
Yes, but hers are tales
Trapped
of
in the
grandeur.
water incident. It's not something you forget, is it?
Prairie, honey. Have one of these. Make you feel better. Okay.
Oh man, I feel so bad for her.
And here's some water.
Like this, like
Good
the. I guess PTSD doesn't help. I mean, maybe he is. Like, we know that one of her premonitions came true.
You up, sweetheart?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm up.
I just like the parallel though. Like, her father tried to treat her for something to stop the premonitions, and
He was calling for me.
Maybe you dreamed of him because you missed him.
I mean, that could also be
Normal
true.
dreams don't make your nose bleed. The premonitions were powerful because I could see.
I'll have to keep that a note. Like, if I sleep and
21
my nose
December,
bleeds,
my birthday.
there we go.
That's when we were to meet. The face of a giantess, surrounded by water.
You mean the Statue of
I don't know what
Liberty?
face that could be.
I do love how she's trying to get, like, we're going into... Oh, poor Prairie. Like, we're going into, like, how she relied on her, like, blindness to get through, like, the word...
Miss,
yeah.
we're close. I have asked you to get on the ferry.
I can't. I'm waiting for someone. Maybe you've seen him. He's tall, blonde. His hair might be gray now or grayish.
No, sorry. Send these, the homeless, tempest-tossed to me. I lift my lamp beside the golden door.
Love how he's doing this for Prairie, like, reading the message. And then suddenly you'll hear in the distance, Nina, from the statue, and then everyone's like, the statue can talk!
You need someone with experience.
But I don't think anyone will understand.
On my own, just for clearing my head, not to...
It's not safe, Prairie.
I was gonna...
She could have an hour walk, right?
It's not even lenient from him as well.
Maybe she needs some
I would say half an hour, but...
Toothbrush is dry.
But you might have used someone else's toothbrush.
Good?
Not nice, but...
You good? Everything good?
My butthole stinks, but yeah.
Dude, you need a phone. Like a new phone. It's from 1995. Ooh, was this, like, regarding Prairie and everything?
If I'm caught at a house with drug deals, it's over. You know? It's different for someone like Steve. He's fucking his own life up. And I'm just trying not to fall into the default of getting my life fucked. Well, if that makes sense.
Trying to steer, like, into...
It's just... Aren't you curious
being
as to how it ends?
What, her story?
Yeah, being clean and all of
No,
that.
I don't really care.
Her story, but... us. I mean, don't you think that she picked us for some reason?
Hmm.
We only have an hour. Let's not waste time.
Whatever, man. But that means your supply's cut too, Buck. Including the testosterone.
Oh, no. Don't be a dick about it, Steve.
But everything good in this world takes getting used to. Right? I remember my first coffee in college.
I do too. I was not fond of it, and now look at me.
That's a lot of school for someone.
I'm empty coffee and I'm sad.
And I just didn't understand.
True story. And it was after watching Game of Thrones.
Questions that had no answers. They're the most interesting.
Jon Snow's death.
What is consciousness? Where does consciousness go after, you know, after this place?
Asking the interesting questions.
I don't know. Something.
Indescribable.
So I went to a bunch of doctors that summoned up my courage. I asked them about it. They're like, yeah. Everybody thinks they feel something. No, I heard a whoosh.
We're going down the rabbit hole in terms of deaths, aren't we?
And the whoosh of it coming
like,
back.
there's always these stories about, okay, well, I saw this when I was dead. Oh, this is gonna be fun.
They went somewhere. Where did they go?
This guy.
Makes you incredible is that you have traveled outside this
reality, basically.
coma that we're all in.
Oh, God.
You know?
We're all in, yeah.
Ever since I left Russia...
Great! We've got this deep level of...
He was the only person who...
I'm really excited to get into this now.
Sorry, it's just so strange to hear that I am weird, but that you like weird.
Hey, weird! Yeah, weird is good. Normal's boring. Who wants to be normal?
younger, maybe? Like a kid?
Absolutely. No, heartbeat is more unique even than a fingerprint.
This is really surreal. Her own. Oh my god, that is so satisfactory. Really? Out of all the songs.
It just keeps ringing. They're probably on the other line.
Well, we'll call him again tomorrow. We don't want him to worry. So, long day for you. You must be tired.
I'm not
I'll show you
convinced.
downstairs.
She locked her in this cubicle. Yeah. See, I knew this guy had some shiftiness towards him. Oh, why? Why?
That's how we stay sane.
No.
What's your name?
Prairie.
Prairie. My name is
Homer. I had a feeling he was saying, my name is Cut It Off. So that's where she first met Homer. I don't know why my lighting's a lot better now than it was during the recording. It's a good job, though, that my internet gave way right at the very end, because I was like, oh, don't freeze on me. I am getting better. I'm in the process of getting better internet, but it's still annoying. But yeah, that was very, very intriguing for the OA to continue. I absolutely loved learning a bit more about Prairie and her disappearance, which was the fact that she did run away, thanks to the messages in her head to meet her father on her 21st birthday at the Statue of Liberty. I did love that scene as well, with the ranger reciting that message. I thought it was beautifully put in terms of like tone and all of that, and the scenery as well. So yeah, but yeah, we got to that part where she disappeared and she was abducted by Hap, who's an absolute dick, because she bought into his trust and she became a victim, and hence the 7 years began of her disappearance. So yeah, and it's not like you can blame Nancy for being a bit worried that that her going off on her own again would could potentially mean her disappearance again, because she went off on her own and that happened. So yeah, and it is pretty sad that Hap took advantage of her and tricked her into this. Oh, it's a nice when I'm a nice person and I don't mean any harm and all of that, and then next thing she knows, she's locked up in a cubicle and all the crazy stuff happens. So yeah, but I absolutely did love going into Prairie's story from her father in this episode, from her father being dead, it seems, which I do think is the case, to her finding her way to Nancy and Abel after they adopted her from Prairie's aunts. So yeah, or the adoption thing that she was running at the time, considering there was money being put into that, but yeah, that incident happened, and yeah, It did feel a bit slow, especially during the middle, during Alfonso's bits as well. But I think those bits also painted a great picture of what he has to do with him accepting this scholarship, and he's got to basically play good. And there's a lot of pressure on his shoulders as well. I don't know why, but like earlier on as well, when he got to see his mother, I there was a bit of panic inside that, oh, is she is this gonna all tie to the void and all of that, considering Alfonso's, like Steve and everyone else was investigating the void, and I was thinking, okay, well, this might not look good. They're involved with Prairie's story and all of that. Like, okay, well, they might be on the receiving end and all of that, or something like that. But I think it turns out that she's French and all of that. So yeah, there was just a bit of a panic there, but it was just really, really interesting to go into that direction, like to have a little. It was like a little intermission from Prairie's storytelling to focus on Alfonso and to focus on where the other characters are at in terms of, okay, well, do we take this story to heart? Do we do something about it? And that they did. Like, everyone was trying to investigate, and they only found records of the bus incident, but nothing else, it seemed. So yeah, but it was still interesting all the same. Steve was still being a dick in this episode, threatening to cut off Buck, is it? The testosterone supply, because Steve's a dick, so yeah. But it was just really, really great of an episode. I absolutely did enjoy going into Prairie's backstory, especially. I gotta say though, even though, like, not to say that Hap is lying about his that's going to be true to a certain level of degree, especially with what Prairie was talking about, like getting back to them with that and how her near-death experience will connect to like we died more times than I could count and all of that. So it's not like Hap's comments were all fake about this whole near-death experience investigation and all of that. He was just buttering up Prairie in my eyes. So it's like this offer you can't turn down. So it gets Prairie to say, okay, I'm in and all of that. Because if you're going to it's the invisible self, isn't it? No, but if you're going to reveal your true self, then it would not be like where Prairie is right now, then it would not be very encouraging, would it? So yeah, but it was really, really great. That's all I have to say, because it was pretty much slow. We just basically got through Prairie's backstory about her father and how she was in denial. No death. And there's no death if we don't see the body though. So yeah, see, Prairie's learned from that, so that's great. No, but it was great to learn a bit more of her backstory, as well as the fact that there was a bit of assumption going on to the fact that she's developing mental illness, but yeah, and it all goes back to that therapist talk as well when Nancy suggested the idea, but they don't understand Prairie. It's like the medication that was never going to work because they can never understand what is truly going on with Prairie, with the premonition thing, with everything. So yeah, it's just assumption at this point to try and make things better. But I mean, it was worrying for Nancy and Abel, and I really, really did love that montage when Nancy and Abel were so energized to have Prairie at her young days, and they were helping her out. So it was just really, really, I thought that was a really, really beautiful segment in this episode. But yeah, this furthered my interests. I really I think the hook for me was Hap talking about so when they die, it's like the spirits whoosh from their body and all of that, and I'm like, here we go, because I'm always fascinated about that aspect as well with the afterlife, like what truly does happen and all of that. I'm not devoted to a religion whatsoever, but it's still a very, very... I have my own, things cooked up. Because you hear all of these stories about people who do have near-death experience. I've seen a lot of stories about near-death experiences on Reddit, on Threads and all of that. And they are all very, very interesting. They've got their own different stories. Some say they just saw complete blackness. Some say it was just like a dream. It was just like going to sleep and all of that. Some say they see lights and all of that, but that's the way your brain operates. And the whole aspect of the afterlife and death experiences is very interesting as well. And yeah, I'll probably go into more about it once, I'll probably get into more about it one other time, but either way, whatever happens, should I say, especially with, if we're going to go into more of, Prairie story, should I say, because we just gotten to meet Homer as well we got to hear him, we didn't get to meet him yet, so yeah, but, I'm assuming the story will continue, going into her past, but, as I said, I doubt Hap's comments, like him being intrigued. I'm sure that's a front, if anything. He's buttering up Prairie, whereas his comments are nice, but he's just trying to offer a cozy exterior and all of that. So yeah, like I said, I'm really, really interested to get further into the show. But yeah, it was a really, really fun episode. Slow, not gonna lie, but it was really, really investing to watch Prairie's backstory come alive. So yeah, but I will see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. You can check my videos on the right if you want to check out more of my content. You can also subscribe to my media feeds and channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Hope you guys take care, and I will see you guys next time. Toodles!